Today we're going to do number 1 on the practice problem worksheet. We are practicing stoichiometry. Always, in all these problems, we first have to decide what is given. In this problem, we have 2 moles of aluminum will react with 3 moles of sulfuric acid, and that will produce 3 moles of hydrogen gas and 1 mole of aluminum sulfate. So let's give this a go. We're starting out with 0.06 grams of aluminum. So 0.06 grams of aluminum. That's our given quantity. It is asking us for how many grams of aluminum sulfate are produced. We have the aluminum sulfate right here, and we are going to grams of aluminum sulfate. So we're starting with mass, and we're ending with mass. So looking at our flow chart, we are starting with mass of the given. We're going to go moles of the given, moles of the unknown, and then mass of the unknown. So we need 1, 2, 3 conversion factors. So let's start with the first conversion factor. We need to go from mass of the given to moles of the given. Our conversion factor is 1 mole of the given over the molar mass of the given. So 1 mole of aluminum over the molar mass. All right, so the molar mass of aluminum in the formula, we don't look at the coefficients at this point. That is our ratio. We are just looking at the molecules. Aluminum, the only thing it is just 1 aluminum. So we go onto the periodic table and we find under aluminum the molar mass is 26.98 grams. So aluminum has a molar mass of 26.98 grams per mole. What this means is 1 mole of aluminum has a mass of 26.98 grams. So we put in here 26.98 grams of aluminum is the same amount as 1 mole. This converts our given quantity of grams, which we can measure out in the lab, to moles of aluminum. Our next step, we're going to go from the moles of the given, moles of aluminum, to the moles of the unknown. Our unknown is aluminum sulfate right here. So here's where people have trouble. We get this mole ratio from the coefficients in the balanced chemical equation. And I want to cancel the moles of aluminum and go to moles of aluminum sulfate. So I have 2 moles of aluminum for every 1 mole of aluminum sulfate. And I should have written moles right here. There we go. I can fit that in. Sweet. So now our moles of aluminum cancel, and at this point we are at moles of aluminum sulfate. But our question asks us, our unknown is grams, the mass of aluminum sulfate. So we need to do 1 more conversion factor. We are right now in the moles of the unknown, and we need to go to the mass of the unknown. Our conversion factor is molar mass over 1 mole. Why is it different than here? Well, here we were going from mass to moles, but in this last one we're going from moles to mass. So in order to cancel out my cancel out the moles. 1 mole of Al2SO4 has a mass of 342.17 grams. Al2SO4, and I'm going to fit this in 3. So now my moles aluminum sulfate cancel, and I'm left with grams. So our last step is going to be to multiply across the top, take that product and divide it by the product of multiplying everything across the bottom. So I multiplied across the top 0.06 times 1 times 1 times 342.17. I hit the enter. Then multiply across the bottom 26.98 times 2 times 1. I'm a stickler. I just do that just to make sure. And now I'm going to divide. I take the product of the top divided by the product of the bottom. I hit enter and I get this number. I started out with 1 sig fig, just 1. So now that's just 1 sig fig. So I'll round this 0.3. And I look at that 8, it rounds that up. So my answer is going to be 0.4 grams of aluminum sulfate. And that's how you do a stoichiometry problem. And we'll just finish it off. Equals. Put a nice box around it so you can box the answer. Let me know if this helps.